Hello, adventurers of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 10th episode of our Feat series. Are you a Dragonborn who just wants to be more thick-skinned? Do you constantly find the world just beating you down and your scales not being able to keep up? Or are you just a nudist? I mean, either way, no judgment, but if either of those resonate with you or your character, then the Dragon Hide feat is for you. This racial exclusive is found in the Xanathar's Guide to Everything handbook, and it is definitely worth taking a look at. Let's take a quick look at the description here so we know what we're talking about. So there is a prerequisite. You gotta be a Dragonborn. Not super surprising. The description reads as followed. You manifest scales and claws, reminiscent of your draconic ancestors. You gain the following benefits. Increase your strength, constitution, or charisma score by 1 to a maximum of 20. Your scales harden. While you aren't wearing armor, you can calculate your AC as 13 plus your dexterity modifier. You can use a shield and still gain this benefit. You grow retractable claws from the tips of your fingers. Extending or retracting the claws requires no action. The claws are natural weapons which you can use to make unarmed strikes. If you hit with them, you deal slashing damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength modifier instead of normal bludgeoning for an unarmed strike. Very cool stuff there. Let's take a look at the walkthrough. So, +1 to strength, con, charisma, kinda standard. The unarmed strikes dealing a additional 1d4 plus strength is pretty cool too, and the AC is your 13 plus dex. Now, some things I'd like to point out here. The dexterity doesn't have a cap on it for the modifier. You'll notice with a lot of armors, a lot of other kind of class-related armor abilities, more notably the Warforged, there's always a cap on the dexterity modifier. In this case, there is not one, so you can exceed 2, 3, whatever. On the subject of the claws, it says that it takes no action to retract them or put them back in. So they're actual physical instruments as such. You can use them to puncture things, open bottles, pick locks, cut things, stuff of that nature. So there is some utility there. Let's get to some thoughts on the matter. Personally, if you are a Gish character, I think this is for you. Reason being is you usually can't wear a whole lot of armor to begin with, so you're pretty much unarmored. So this gives you a little bit more to work with there. If you're a mage and you're using something like Shadow Blade, where you have to maintain concentration, the +1 to your con would help you out a bit there. The unarmed strikes is what it is. It adds a lot of utility, but outside of that, 1d4 isn't a huge damage die to be working with. So who would benefit most from it? Gish casters. Gish casters probably. Or if you're in a campaign with no real armor kicking around, then it can be helpful there. Or if you're in a gladiator pit where you're not allowed any weapons, then the 1d4 would really be helpful. That's my thoughts on it. If you have any thoughts, feel free to add them below, as well as if you have any other alternative uses, crazy stories, or build ideas you'd like to play around with. Thank you so much, guys, and as always, happy adventuring.